Hey everyone, welcome to the bar, and before I let everybody in, today's video is gonna contain spoilers for My Hero Academia and My Hero Academia Vigilantes, because this video is a little bit of a spin on my idea to cross over My Hero Academia with Vigilantes. I've been writing more and more videos about the potential crossover between the two, and every time I feel like I'm onto something, my idea suddenly changes. And my theory for today is, what if the secret investigation that Aizawa is conducting into the Heroic Safety Commission gets him into hot water after the raid of the hospital, and in turn, he has to consult people who go beyond the realm of heroics, the Vigilantes. So, at the end, if you enjoy this video, be sure to throw up a like. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, if you want to catch all my videos the minute they drop, YouTube does their thingy-thang and you get notified. Alright, it's time to open up shop. Let's do this!
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, so let's kick this theory off with the title character of the video, Shota Aizawa, the pro hero Eraserhead. So now with the school year ending, we're in this weird school break between classes that's coinciding with the hospital raid. And at the end of the hospital raid, we'll finally see Class 1A become Class 2A. And with this change, a lot of people expected Aizawa not to be the class teacher anymore. And I was amongst them, until I found out that in Japanese culture, that actually isn't how it works in high school. You keep the same teacher throughout your high school journey. So with that being said, I believe Aizawa's story is just getting started here as well, especially with the reveal of Shirakumo being Kurogiri. We all know that Eraser's second life is being one of the best battle heroes out there, and I think that he's going to take some time after the fight between the heroes and the motive that heroes are corrupt, cough cough hawks. And because of Eraser's quirk, we also found out that Ujiko has a quirk as well, where he gets like weirdly de-aged. Also, sidebar here, people keep on asking me what's going to happen to Mirko, Dan, and my guess is that she's going to get killed by Shigaraki, just to make his body count of beast people increase, and to boost him as a serious villain. So most likely, Mirko's gonna die. She broke like several literary rules. For instance, you never go on ahead. Think about it, Mirio did, and the guy pretty much died and lost his quirk. Anywho, Aizawa in the current arc is going after Ujiko for the sole personal reason that he is hellbent on finding out what the fuck he did to his best friend. And if you don't know who his best friend is, this is because if you're an anime only, you've only seen the back of his head. Or if you're a reader of the manga only, you've only seen a few panels about him. Shota Aizawa, Eraserhead, his best friend is known as Shirakumo Oboro. Hero name, Loud Cloud. If you don't know the story surrounding Shirakumo, I suggest you check out my videos about Aizawa's origin and Shirakumo's legacy, but there's only so much my videos can do, so go ahead and read the Aizawa arc of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and show your support. I am planning a new video around Shirakumo to encompass him breaking free of Kurogiri, but that's for later. That one arc alone provides so much gravity about why President Mike and Eraserhead are the people that they are today. But if you don't want to watch those videos and you don't mind me spoiling everything for you, long story short is, Shirakumo quote-unquote dies. And later in the story we find out he's Tomura Shigaraki's caretaker, Kurogiri. He was experimented on by Dr. Ujiko, and in turn, his body was similarly warped in the same manner that a Nomu is. The kicker is, it's probably not as advanced as a high-end Nomu would be, or it's something completely different altogether. I would guess maybe it's something completely different altogether because President Mike and Eraserhead were able to pull Shirakumo out to a degree, meaning that the possibility that he's not like all Nomu'd out where the brain is like outside of his head, it could mean that saving him is actually likely. But the question I've asked for this video is how Eraserhead will end up in the sights of the wrong people. My guess resides within two theories. Theory 1 would be that Eraserhead sees something during his investigation that clearly incriminates the Safety Commission. And then imagine like a Hogwarts type of situation where the kids at UA get a new teacher that for all intents and purposes could be a villain. On the flip side, we'll get more focus on Eraserhead. Maybe he goes to visit Girin and gets an upgrade and he starts going out dealing vigilante justice while on the run from the Commission and villains. Theory 2 holds weight with the fate of Dr. Ujiko. And honestly, with Dr. Ujiko, I think it's very likely that he might escape or even be exonerated of his crimes. The extensive corruption brewing amongst the normal citizens is palpable. Shit is really going awry in this superhuman society. I mean, the PLF is gigantic now, and it'll only take one PR nightmare to make the PLF look more stable than the Hero Commission. The PLF establishing themselves as an opposing branch to the heroes and then instantly uncovering themselves as a villainous organization isn't poor writing, but it does take away from the gravitas of the Heroic Commission's name becoming besmirched. Think of it this way, the character Dabi, who to most theorists is Toya Todoroki, what if he gets a chance to enact his revenge upon Endeavor? But he doesn't kill Endeavor right away, he finds something better by first dismantling his character. By taking away what Endeavor loves from him the most before killing him, his spot as the #1 hero. So, with the Hero Safety Commission being on the outs with society, and heroes being internally investigated, I see Aizawa not cutting ties with the heroes because he's still gonna need to be a teacher for the kids at UA, but maybe he might cross a line when it comes to getting answers from somebody like Ujiko. His and Present Mike's faces when Shirakumo showed resistance and struggled to say the word hospital was gut-wrenching. And I'm gonna go as far as to say that something broke inside of Aizawa and Present Mike that day. The fire that was in their hearts have fully engulfed in flames, and I don't think Aizawa's gonna be stopped when it comes to saving his friend. I just hope that Present Mike kind of plays a bigger part in this, maybe even Midnight possibly. I mean, her cat Sushi was the one that was saved by Shirakumo. But think about it this way, what if Eraserhead gets time alone with Ujiko post-arrest? I have a feeling that Ujiko may use Shirakumo as a means to leverage himself over the heroes. When you have somebody that's willing to provide you with such valuable information, compromises tend to get made. He could possibly tell Eraser about a person of interest that could save Shirakumo, or just give him small details that could result in him actually just coming back to life. If the Heroic Safety Commission found out that he was working with the villains, or even extorting them, it could lead to him being removed from the active roster of heroes. Now, in order for him to stay under the radar, he might have to enlist people who he's encountered before. You probably know what I'm getting at right now. What if Eraserhead, in his investigation of the Heroic Safety Commission, enlists the Vigilantes, the people that have assisted him in the apprehension of villains before? Granted, the story in Vigilantes is heating up, and we kinda don't know what's gonna come from that story at this point, but Aizawa tapping Koichi and Knuckle Duster for help is definitely a possibility. Also, considering within these types of stories the power of coincidence being so strong, I would expect Deku to stumble across Aizawa's investigation, and once again have to keep quiet to all of the students, like with the whole Night Eye overhaul situation. And I mean, to a degree, he'd be working against UA, he'd be working against the Hero Commission, and to a degree, that would actually make Deku the traitor. He would have to hide the secret of corruption from everybody, from his friends, it would be nuts. But if the investigation gives clarity into Kurogiri's situation, this would give Deku the opportunity to work with the Vigilantes and Eraserhead on a more personal level. And if there is one thing about Deku that we all need to take away from what's gone on this season and in the movie, he really needs to learn how to throw the hands properly. And if there's one dude in this universe besides Ojiro to teach him how to absolutely dismantle somebody, it's everyone's favorite quirkless madman, Knuckle Duster. I mean, maybe even somebody like Shinzo gets wrapped up in this somehow, being that he's not tied to the commission yet. Shinzo's quirk allows people to be mind controlled, but we've seen that quirks do get stronger over time, so what if Shinzo's quirk eventually allows him to pull information from people? This could be a huge asset in finding out whether Kurogiri can actually be saved, and finding out the mystery behind Ujiko and One For All finally. It's not more like an if, it's more like a when. And when Aizawa goes behind the back of the Hero Commission, my gut feeling is that the ripples of that decision is going to be based off the destabilization of Heroic Society post-hospital raid. I guess we'll find out more when the raid concludes, but I'm psyched at the possibility of more Eraserhead, and the possibility of the Vigilantes showing up to assist Eraserhead against heroes who are turncoats. It will be pretty cool if Koichi does come to Aizawa's aid, especially because when he needed it the most, Koichi was there. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and if you have a situation where the Vigilantes could possibly show up, be sure to throw it in the comments down below. Other than that, this is Dan saying the words you wish you heard. You could be a hero too. Now get out there and do your best. Peace.